India, a fascinating Asian land, home of some of the most influential civilizations in human history. Nowadays, this multicultural country, the most populated in the planet, offers a unique blend of majestic historical beauty, unparalleled artistic handcrafts, noisy and chaotic moments, kind and fun people, diverse religious coexistence, exquisite cuisine, and mystical moments hard to describe with words. Recently, we spent 15 days exploring some of the best Indian destinations. After starting our trip in Delhi, we spent 3 days in Agra and then completed the Golden Triangle with 3 days more in Jaipur. Today, the Pink City of Jaipur is the capital of the northwestern Indian state of Rajasthan. Its colorful palaces, imponent forts, vibrant market streets, and natural surroundings make Jaipur one of the most visited cities in the whole country. We're Rain and Chano. Subscribe to our channel to join us in our 6-part travel series of India. In this second episode, we will share with you our whole itinerary and travel tips to experience a perfect trip to Jaipur.
Welcome to India!
Although there are public buses and trains from Agra, the most convenient way to reach Jaipur is to use a taxi, so we hired one with our hostel in Agra. We departed at 6:30 in the morning in order to avoid bad traffic. 5 hours later, we arrived in Jaipur. We chose the Amer Mahal Hotel for the great reviews, but specially for its traditional and intricate internal decoration. We try to save in our accommodations during our trips, but when we find hotels that have a great value for money like this, we cannot avoid to treat ourselves sometimes. India offers many heritage-style boutique hotels that are authentic jewels for a fraction of the cost that you would pay in other countries, and with friendly and respectful staff giving top-quality service to their guests. The Amer Mahal is a majestic 18th century building, and we felt like living in a palace during our stay. Our room was very spacious and clean, with beautiful classic furniture. While Chano was filming the hotel, I took a power nap and a warm shower. I wasn't feeling well this morning because probably I'm already too tired from the heat, the noise, and also I'm allergic to dust and most of the air pollution. So now I feel a little bit better, and now we are ready to eat our lunch in the rooftop restaurant of the hotel so that we will be more energized and we're ready to explore the pink city of Jaipur. We ordered some sandwiches to eat as quick as possible.
Good.
So the waiter told us that if we mix this sugar and fennel, after eating our meal, it's gonna be good for digestion. I can feel it. But it tastes good. We decided to give Uber another try in Jaipur, despite not having a good experience with the app in Delhi and not using it in Agra. This time, we quickly found a good auto rickshaw driver and we headed to Nahargarh Fort. As we mentioned in our Agra video, these vehicles are the best way to move quickly around the chaotic Indian traffic. And at the same time, you get better views of the streets and buildings than if you are inside a car. The road and streets in Jaipur seem to be wider than in Agra, and the ride was smoother and quicker and a little bit less noisy too. We soon started to see all the pink buildings that give Jaipur its nickname. Jaipur was founded by Sawai Jai Singh II in 1727, and thus Its original name was given to pay homage to this Rajput ruler and important Maharaja from the nearby Amer. Jaipur is one of the earliest planned cities of modern India, which explains its wide avenues and gridiron urbanistic design. The main idea behind the project was to invite trade and commerce into the city while maintaining continuity with the architecture and culture of the medieval old city. With 3 million inhabitants, the city is the most populated of Rajasthan and a flourishing urban center since the 18th century. To reach Nahargarh Fort, we had to ride up a windy road next to the jungle. Jaipur is surrounded by hills with numerous wild animals like leopards, deers, monkeys, and the Indian national bird, the peacock. There is no internet connection in this area, so don't forget to agree a return ride with your driver. After paying a small fee for the parking, we bought our tickets for the fort in the counter. The Nahargarh Fort was mainly built in 1734 as a place of retreat for the king of Jaipur, but also as part of the defense ring of the city, along with the nearby Garh and Amer forts. In this time of the year, the sun sets around 5:30, so we didn't have a lot of time to explore the site. First, we took a look over a huge traditional step well, and then we headed into the Madhavendra Bhawan. Built at the end of the 19th century, this palace was a later addition to the complex. Its beautifully painted rooms with delicate frescoes were once the suites of the queens and king of Jaipur. Jaipur is called the Pink City, but golden yellow can also be seen in some of its outstanding monuments. Don't miss the rooftop of the palace for wonderful views over the city. Just keep an eye on the curious monkeys, as they may try to grab some of your stuff if you are distracted. Chano knew that the best sunset view was from the fort walls, so we quickly went to that other viewpoint. It is absolutely true that sunsets in India have a special magic. From the top of Nahargarh, the soft pink hues of the dusk illuminating the cityscape made the nickname of Jaipur to make even more sense. After capturing some shots of the illuminated palace, we met our driver for a ride back to the hotel. We arrived just in time to witness the traditional Rajasthani music show that takes place every evening at the rooftop of the restaurant. These performers have been transmitting their art to their next family generations for centuries. Their music uses charming rhythm and lyrics to describe emotions, the love for nature, the importance of water, and past stories. Being a dancer myself, I truly valued the incredible dancing skills of the talented Rajasthani ladies. We also had the opportunity to see a funny traditional Rajasthani puppet show.
Hello Ren, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay.
Our dinner arrived short after, and we absolutely loved all the Indian foods that we ordered. The quality of the cuisine in India is exceptional. And even in a restaurant from a very nice hotel like this, the prices were not expensive at all for us. We are not very good at tolerating spicy food, so we always ask the waiters to make our dishes as less spicy as possible. Chanu booked an Uber ride the day before to head at 6 a.m. to the Jal Mahal viewpoint for sunrise. This is one of the best places in Jaipur to watch the sun rising. The Jal Mahal, which means water palace, is located in the middle of the Garh lake. Originally built in 1699, it was renovated by Maharaja Jai Singh II at the beginning of the 18th century, and it is a great example of the Rajput architecture style of that period. The position of the palace in the middle of the lake has required constant restoration works in recent years to counteract damage and erosion caused by water and pollution. But also, the lake itself has been treated to reduce the environmental degradation. Nowadays, the lake ecosystem has improved a lot, though the palace is still closed to the general public. If you are not an early bird, you can also come here in the late afternoon to see the Jal Mahal illuminated directly by the golden sun. Chano returned to the hotel using Uber again, and we immediately went down to the beautifully decorated saloon of our hotel to have breakfast. They had a very wide range of foods in their buffet. We have an incredible breakfast in this hotel, so we're trying as many things as possible to fill our batteries for the whole day. And now, we want you all to meet Super Salim. He's usually waiting for passengers outside the Umaid Mahal Hotel. Chano told him the day before that we were gonna use Uber in Jaipur, so Salim didn't try to be pushy with his services. Instead, he started asking my husband about training and nutrition as he was trying to improve his health. This day, Salim quickly accepted our Uber ride when he saw us, and his kindness and sincerity soon gained our hearts. He's such a legend that a tourist created a website for him many years ago as a gift for his services. Contact him in advance and you will have a local and honest driver with many years of experience who is also an expert guide about the city. He was explaining to us history, culture, cuisine, and warning us about scams and how to stay safe in India. No wonder why his website has hundreds of positive reviews from happy customers. After hiring Salim's services for the next day, we bought our tickets for Jaipur's City Palace. This royal residence was the most expensive monument that we visited in India. We chose the Royal Grandeur Tour ticket because the Royal Splendor Tour only includes 2 rooms more and it's double the price. There is an even more affordable ticket, but it doesn't include any of the private interior rooms at all. The guided tour will skip the Mubarak Mahal, a museum that you can only visit on your own at the end of the tour. And then it will cross the Rajendra Pol, a gate that connects with the Sarvato Badra. This more intimate space was used as the hall of private audience for the king and the noblemen, but also for the coronation rituals of the Maharajas of Jaipur and for other important private functions. The construction of the city palace was completed in 1732, mixing the Mughal and Rajput architectural styles. Since those years, when Maharaja Sawai Jai Singh II moved his court from Amber to Jaipur, this palace has been uninterruptedly used for the same royal family. This is why this complex is still in use today, and sometimes certain areas may be partially or completely closed to general visitors. Before accessing the Chandra Mahal, we admired the details of the 4 small gates of the inner courtyard or Pritam Niwas. They are adorned with representations of the 4 seasons and Hindu deities. Only the royal tours can access inside the Chandra Mahal private rooms, and we were not allowed to film in some areas. An old elevator brought us to the 4th floor, and we waited our turn to get inside one of the most beautiful rooms in the palace. The Shobha Niwas, or Hall of Beauty, which was originally used for religious purposes, has a luxurious decoration with mirrors, colorful glasswork, and golden details. Our guide patiently waited for us to capture few moments inside this royal chamber. The tour will conclude with some optional time in the Palace Artisans Market, which is open to all visitors. We usually don't buy souvenirs, but I love elephants and painting as well, so we bought a small artwork from a miniature painter whose family has worked for the royal family for generations. Only 10 minutes away by foot, the Tattoo Café and Lounge offers the best view over the Hawa Mahal. With more than 900 windows, this palace is one of the symbols of the Pink City. You may be wondering why there are so many pink buildings in Jaipur. Pink is the color of hospitality in India. So when the Prince of Wales and Queen Victoria of England visited Jaipur in 1876, Maharaja Ram Singh ordered to paint its city buildings with pink to welcome the guests. Since then, the tradition has been beautifully maintained by the locals. Although there were tables available at the rooftop, it was too hot for us, so we sat down inside and ordered some delicious dishes. As many other restaurants in India, this cafe only serves vegetarian foods, but everything was super tasty. This vegetarian burger is so tasty, but it's a little bit spicy for us. So my best friend advised us to order lassi. There are different kinds of lassis like banana, papaya, or mango. It's basically a milkshake, so it will make the food less spicy.
It's the first time that we order this. It's made with spinach. Many people advise it. Let's try it. It's not spicy at all. It's like some sort of tofu. Correct me if I'm wrong. Looks like tofu and then with the spinach sauce. With some cheese on top. Really creamy.
After lunch, we headed to the western gate of the Hawa Mahal, located at the opposite side of the complex. Visiting the Palace of the Winds is a must to understand the purpose of its famous eastern facade, which is actually the back of this royal residence. From the inner courtyard, we quickly noticed that the palace has also numerous windows facing towards its interior. Built by order of Maharaja Sawai Pratap Singh in 1799. Its chief architect chose a honeycomb-shaped facade for two main purposes. First, to allow the royal ladies to observe the daily life and festivals that took place on the street below without being seen. And second, to let the cool air pass through and create a pleasant effect during the hot summer months. We had a lot of fun climbing to the higher floors and taking a look from the different windows. From the very top, we could see the next visit of our itinerary. The Jantar Mantar was also built by Maharaja Sawai Jai Singh II. This astronomical complex, with its 19 different instruments, was completed in 1734. Nowadays, Jantar Mantar is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most visited tourist attractions in Jaipur. But back in the day, it was used by the Rajput rulers to observe and study astronomical positions with their naked eyes. The biggest stone sundial in the world is the most famous construction of the site. We didn't spend much time here as sunset was approaching, but for non-experts in the matter like us, this is the kind of monument that can be appreciated better with an expert guide. We returned to the same cafe for sunset. The sun was approaching the horizon, and getting a table here at this time of the day is not easy. Chanu talked to the manager after lunch and explained to him that we would be filming the sunset to promote their fantastic business, so he happily allowed us to access as soon as we arrived. Luckily, one table was free at the rooftop, so we were able to order some excellent coffees, a yummy vegetarian pizza, and a mouth-watering dessert. Observing the lights of the Hawa Mahal turning on while the lively streets of Jaipur were getting even busier during the nightfall was another unforgettable moment. A perfect ending to a wonderful day in the Pink City. But we soon realized that we had done a mistake. The traffic in the city was so bad that the Uber drivers kept canceling our rides. We didn't want to bother Salim as we didn't know what time we were finishing our day. Finally, after 1 hour without success, we shared a rickshaw with a friendly Indian couple whose hotel was near to ours. If you're gonna be in the city center at night, be sure to book a ride back at any time you prefer to avoid this problem.
Good morning! Today we are going to visit
The Amer Fort and all the monuments in that area. And we are back with
Super Salim and his weird driving.
We departed at 8 a.m. and we totally recommend to go to Amer Fort as early as possible to avoid the heavy traffic. It took us 35 minutes to reach the parking at the bottom of Amer Fort.
Like and subscribe!
Like and subscribe the video.
Make Super Salim famous!
Please make me famous. I am Super Salim from Jaipur. You can search also my name on Google, so you can get all kind of information on Google.
the best rickshaw driver.
I try to do my best, my friend.
Thank you.
See you later, Salim. Located only 11 kilometers from Jaipur, the Amer or Amer Fort is the most important monument of this town and one of the most majestic fortifications in India. The absence of wind created a perfect reflection of the fort on the waters of the Maota Lake. Its golden color was particularly shining with the morning sun. If you are fit to do so, we recommend to walk the 185 steps along the cobbled walkway and reach the fort on your own feet. There are taxis and 4x4 that offer the ride to the top of the hill, but they use the back axis, and you will miss the impressive original ramparts and gates that take you to the fort. At a certain point, you will share part of the path with the magnificent Asian elephants. Personally, we strongly advise to not ride these intelligent creatures to reach the fort, as the process to domesticate wild elephants is a heartbreaking story. We encourage you to watch some online documentaries and take your own decision. Once at the top, you will cross the Sun Gate to enter the huge first courtyard. Buy your tickets on the other side of the yard, and then climb the steep stairs that allow the access to the main palace grounds. Amer Fort was built in 1592, and to describe with detail its history and every part of the palace, we would need a whole dedicated video. The vast richness of the Rajput architecture of this complex is absolutely awe-inspiring, and some Mughal influence can be noticed on its designs as well. Before moving the capital to Jaipur, Amer was the previous residence of the local Rajput Maharajas and their families. Connected to the nearby Nahargarh Fort with subterranean passages, these fortifications were the stronghold of these important Indian rulers. Even in the early morning, the palace interior was really busy, as this UNESCO World Heritage Site is one of the most visited monuments in India. We needed several hours to explore most of the interconnected series of rooms and yards located inside the palace, but it was totally worth it to contemplate its exquisite artistic beauty. Chanu found this local restaurant near the Amer Fort. It was located on top of these textile and jewelry stores. We ordered paneer fried rice and also some cheese sandwiches.
The bread is perfect.
For dessert, we chose a local delicacy from Amer. The owner of the restaurant asked us our channel's name to subscribe.
There is a long queue of vehicles going up to the fort right now. It's around 2 p.m. So if you're coming here, be sure it's in the early morning. Otherwise, look at this, especially if you're gonna use the taxi to go to the top. Otherwise, just stay at the bottom and walk. Crazy, like long queue.
Less than 10 minutes walking from the restaurant, we reached the Jagat Shiromani temple with its beautiful staircase and marble elephants. This Hindu temple is dedicated to the gods Mirabai, Vishnu, and Krishna. It was built at the beginning of the 17th century by the Queen Kanakwati, wife of Raja Man Singh I of Amer, to honor the memory of their son. The temple had just closed its interior when we arrived, but we absolutely loved the multitude of little statues of the exterior. Every sculpture was an artistic masterpiece with so many fine details. On our way to the next site, the traffic to the fort was still very bad, but these water buffaloes found enough space to continue with their afternoon walk.
Buffaloes first.
possibly built in medieval times, the Panna Meena Kund is one of the most beautiful stepwells in India. These old storage tanks were a very important freshwater supply in the not-so-distant past, and there are still more than 100 stepwells in Rajasthan. They were often accessible through a series of stairs which were used to reach the water in the various seasons. This stepwell in Amer has a free entrance, but the access to the lower stairs is currently banned due to the great amount of visitors that they receive every year. We were there in the late afternoon, and there were not that many people around the monument.
We heard a man saying hello, hello, and then we noticed Super Salim is there. He said he brought another customer.
Salim! Hi!
From the stepwell, we walked for 10 minutes across Amer to the last destination of our trip. On our way, it was very interesting to see the locals trading their fresh vegetables. Before reaching the Vihara Mata temple, we saw the gates of the Amer Wall that we were looking for. The main access to these famous walls was closed in recent months, but we found online information indicating that there was another way to the top that is still open. Be extremely careful if you decide to climb up here, because these walls are sometimes very exposed to a possible fall. Vegetation is also growing fast and making some parts of the way hard to pass by. From up here, the views over Amer and the nearby mountains were absolutely stunning, and we kept climbing up for more than 20 minutes. Eventually, we reached a watchtower with wonderful views over Amer Fort. We quickly understood why this historical monument is also called the Great Wall of Amer. Built in the 16th century by the Rajput rulers of Amer to protect the city from the constant risk of invasions, the almost 20 kilometers preserved up to this time are certainly one of the architectural wonders of Jaipur. Next to the Amer Fort Rickshaw dropping point, we chose the Garh Café to recover some energy with fantastic coffee and some sweet cakes. The rooftop had great views over Amer Fort, and the staff was very friendly. We met Super Salim again at 6:30 p.m. Booking the ride with him in advance was the best decision. He warned us that Jaipur Saturday night traffic is extremely busy. It took us double the time to get back to the hotel, but on the way, Salim told us many interesting stories about Jaipur and his life in the city. He works almost every day and he supports a big family with his daily effort. No matter how bad the traffic was, he never got angry or nervous while driving.
Thanks, Emilio.
Thank you very much.
He's super Salim. Totally, I'm not saying this just for saying. He's super friendly, knowledgeable. When we were riding, he was explaining the city so well. So hopefully we can come back and then meet him again. If you come to Jaipur, this is the guy. Trust him. He will bring you to the best places and with a smile and really good information. Yeah. Thanks, Emilio.
Thank you.
Thank you, Super Salim.
And you are most welcome all the time.
Thank you.
We checked out in the morning, but the friendly staff of the Umaid Mahal Hotel allowed us to use the pool and changing rooms to refresh after a long day sightseeing. If you want to book this hotel, we have included a link in the description down below. Before taking our overnight transfer to Udaipur, we had another great dinner at the rooftop restaurant. Once again, all the dishes that we tried were very tasty. And I ended joining the Rajput ladies in their dance. That ends our second episode of our India travel series. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to our channel to support us and to follow our adventures. Don't miss our next episodes because we will show you more breathtaking and wonderful places in India. Next stop, Udaipur, also known as the White City of the Lakes. Thank you so much for joining us. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, keep exploring, rain or shine.